Hello YouTube, my name is Nero. Today we have some Call of Duty Black Ops 3, some old school gameplay for today's video. In fact, this gameplay was recorded on November 7th of 2015 at 10 p.m. Eastern. So this was actually recorded one day after the release of Black Ops 3. It's pretty old school, and I figured it'd be a good backdrop for today's video, which is going to be a bit of a rant. I'm going to warn you guys, it's a bit of a rant regarding Treyarch and the supply drop weapons that they continuously add to Call of Duty Black Ops 3. So what's happening for those of you guys who don't know? Let's make sure everybody's on the same page here. So today, they added two more weapons to the Black Ops 3 supply drop loot pool, the Galil and the ballistic knife from the original Black Ops. Now, of course, the Galil was one of the most popular weapons in the original Black Ops, behind only the FAMAS, which is already a Black Ops 3 supply drop weapon. The worst of it is the official Call of Duty Twitter has tweeted out, "Heads up, Black Ops vets, the Galil and ballistic knife make their triumphant, quote-unquote, return in Black Ops 3, available now in the black market." That tweet was so condescending to me. It almost sounds like they're like, "Hey, heads up, Black Ops fans, you know this classic gun you enjoyed so much in that game that released over 6 years ago? Well, now it's available in a slot machine. Let's hope you get lucky. We don't care that you've supported the series long enough to have actually played with this gun that long ago and have most likely purchased and played every Call of Duty game since the original Black Ops. None of that matters. If you're a true veteran, you'll buy COD points and play our slot machine, or at least play a lot of Black Ops 3 so you can try and play their slot machine." What are you doing here, Treyarch? Like, I don't understand what is the point of all of this, right? Because I understand that Activision has a big part in this, but I don't feel as though Treyarch is completely blameless here. I think a lot of people tend to shift all the blame over to Activision because they're this big, faceless, evil corporation where we can redirect all the blame towards. But let's be honest here, guys. Treyarch profits from supply drops. Treyarch works in these supply drops, and I refuse to believe that Activision is just some huge, evil, abusive parent that forces its children to commit evil while it sits back counting its money and twiddling its evil mustache, right? Treyarch is part of this. They have a hand in this whether you like it or not. I mean, people say, "Oh, it's all Activision." Where's the proof of this? Have we ever had a single developer, even an ex-developer, say, "Oh yeah, I mean, Activision made us do all of that"? It's never like that, right? Nobody's ever said that. There's no proof that it's all Activision. One has to assume that Treyarch is also, of course, involved in this. We talked a lot about Infinite Warfare's supply drop system, right? We talked a lot about the Modern Warfare Remastered supply drop system, even the Advanced Warfare supply drop system, because they're all different one way or another. I feel as though the Black Ops 3 system is probably the worst of all of them, right? Because most of the weapons in the Black Ops 3 loot pool are specifically designed to target the nostalgia of longtime Call of Duty supporters. Now, of course, they do have new weapons in there, and everybody wants to play with these new weapons, but if you're somebody like me, for example, who has been playing the series for nearly a decade, the urge to want to play with the classic World at War PPSH is much higher than somebody that just started playing the series, say, last year, right? Somebody that just started playing with Black Ops 3 isn't going to care as much as somebody who remembers when the PPSH was out in Call of Duty World at War way back in 2008. I mean, I played World at War. I bought it on release. I have like 40 days of playtime in that game's multiplayer alone, not counting all the time in zombies and the campaign and private matches and all that stuff. I played a lot with the PPSH. I mean, and counting multiplayer and zombies, I probably have well over 10,000 kills with that particular weapon in just that game alone. And so when I saw it released for Black Ops 3 and I saw they locked it in a slot machine, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of felt like a kick in the teeth. As a longtime supporter of the series, I'm thinking to myself, this game isn't even in its prime anymore. Why are you releasing new weapons for it and locking them in supply drops? If anything, you would think they would actually make it so you could earn it via challenge somehow to encourage people to still play their game, but instead of doing that, they're just adding more stuff to supply drops. You'll notice that they actually do that a lot. Most of the supply drop weapons in this game are, once again, there to try to tug on the nostalgia of fans. I mean, they bring back classic weapons like the M1 Garand, the MP40, the FAMAS, the M16, the Peacekeeper, and now they've actually added in the Galil. These are all classic weapons that were very popular in their respective games. The MP40 was the most used weapon in World at War by far. The FAMAS was the most used weapon in the original Black Ops. The second most used weapon was actually the Galil, which was just added today. The M16 has been ridiculously popular throughout the entire history of the series. It's one of the most iconic weapons in the series. The Peacekeeper was the first DLC weapon in the entire Call of Duty series, and they brought that one back as well. The M1 Garand is just just an iconic weapon altogether. They add in these weapons, and they are there so people actually want to go and try and get them. Obviously, it's a business model, right? But they're specifically targeting things that were popular back in the day, which are going to tug on the nostalgia strings of older Call of Duty fans. Now, to be fair, Treyarch does have a few systems in place that allow you to earn supply drops somewhat quickly with bundles like the 6-pack, the daily double, not to mention the daily, weekly, and special contracts, and even events like the triple play. But ultimately, the same problem still persists. Most of these are just pulls on a slot machine that is stockpiled with filler garbage that you're never going to want in the first place, right? A subscriber tweeted me this afternoon saying that they have 21 days of playtime in Black Ops 3 and have only received 4 ranged weapons from supply drops. In that entire time, 4 total ranged weapons. And you would think, well, the supply drop system is designed for you to actually spend money. Not so much the case, really, because I've spent a lot of money on Black Ops 3 supply drops. It's kind of like an infamous video at this point, and I bring up the story quite a bit, but one time when they actually added in supply drop weapons, I ended up spending $300 on COD points, and I got 1 weapon out of that. $300 for the crossbow, the NX Shadowclaw, I think it was called. I spent $300, got a crossbow. I could buy a real crossbow for that. Now, of course, people are going to be like, well, Nero, you shouldn't spend that much money in the first place. What are you doing? I'm a YouTuber, right? It's a business expense. It's a tax write-off. I make money off those videos. I made more than that back from that video as well as other videos regarding that particular crossbow, right? It's a business expense. It makes sense for me to pay that much. The focus should not be that I spent money on supply drops in Black Ops 3. The focus should be it's possible for a Call of Duty fan to spend $300 and get 1 weapon and have that 1 weapon not even be a good one, right? Other YouTubers, Crazy Teddy and Nico Vault, these are just 2 people that replied to the tweet that was sent out by Call of Duty's Twitter. They both said they spent $100 on COD points today trying to get the Galil or the ballistic knife, and neither of them actually got either weapon, right? That's a big problem if you ask me. The chances of you getting something good from these supply drops is so ridiculously low that it's not even worth your time. You should not spend money, and it's actually because of this, because of the Black Ops 3 system, that I have sworn off actually buying supply drops whatsoever, much to my own detriment, because remember, I am a YouTuber, this is my business, and I do make money from this. I could be making a lot more money if I were making videos of every single new gun that comes to Modern Warfare Remastered, all the new weapons in Infinite Warfare, even the ones of Black Ops 3, but I choose not to because I don't like this system. It's unfair to the consumer, and I refuse to partake in a system that I personally do not believe in. Now, I don't want you guys to get this twisted and think that I'm somehow calling out every other YouTuber who is spending money on supply drops or COD points or what have you. That's not the case. If they want to spend their money on that, they can spend their money on that. It's a free market at the end of the day. It's just, for me personally, that's not what I like to do. I don't want to participate in that. I'm going to try and be part of the solution rather than trying to be part of the problem. And I realized that during Black Ops 3, and so since then I haven't spent any money on supply drops. And it's actually a good thing because the money you spend on supply drops is typically a waste. Now, it is better in Infinite Warfare, it's better in Modern Warfare Remastered, but it's horrible still in Black Ops 3, and it annoys me to no end that they are continuing to add new weapons to the game. Now, does it really affect me? No. I haven't played Black Ops 3 since the end of the game's life cycle. I'm sure I'm going to go back and play eventually. I still have Dark Matter. I'm still Prestige Master. I've put a lot of time and money into that game. I'm going to go back and play it eventually, but it does annoy me that they are adding in these weapons, specifically targeting weapons that are very nostalgic for longtime supporters of the series, and instead of rewarding us for being longtime supporters of the series, they're basically saying, hey, come play our slot machine. Our slot machine has some new fancy stuff that you may actually enjoy. I feel as though if they're adding this stuff to the game, why not make it either available for individual purchase or make it so we can earn them somehow via a challenge, maybe even a challenge that takes us back into the past, right? So they have a bunch of World at War weapons in here, as well as, of course, COD 1, 2, and 3, but you have weapons like the M1 Garand, the MP40, and the PPSH in the game. Why not make it so if we go back and play World at War and get 1,000 kills in World at War, we then unlock the PPSH for free. Get 2,500 kills, now we unlock the MX Garand, the HG40, and the PPSH all for free. Maybe make a challenge for going back and playing the original Black Ops to unlock the M16, the FAMAS, or the Galil. Like, you're choosing very specific and iconic weapons from the series history, and you're making it so we basically can't play with them, right? There are so many people that still play Black Ops 3 that will never have access to these weapons. I would estimate that less than 1% of the overall Call of Duty community is even going to have access to any of these new weapons because, one, the game is no longer in its prime, therefore people are less likely to justify spending money on it, but two, you're not going to have a lot of people actually playing the game, period, so they're not going to be earning these crypto keys and trying to earn these supply drops that way. It's just, you're not going to have people playing with these weapons. You're putting time and money into creating these weapons and recreating them, and barely anybody is going to be able to play with them. It doesn't make sense from any perspective. Like, why are they doing this? I'm sure they're making some money from it, but they can't be making a lot. I feel as though they should just really be making it so we can buy these things for a couple of dollars, or making it so there are challenges either in Black Ops 3 or in previous games to acquire these things, because if you show the community a little bit of goodwill, they're going to treat you well, right? We saw this a little bit with Infinite Warfare when they made it so we could unlock the new assault rifle by either having the season pass or by simply completing a challenge. People like that, and as a result, your game's going to get a lot more good press, more people are going to play your game. It just seems good to be nice to your community, right? Treat your community fair, basically. I mean, right now, they are really not treating us fairly whatsoever. They are really treating us as if we are just a bunch of money mouths, basically. That's all we really seem to be to these guys. Whereas if they were to respect us a little bit more and actually throw us a bone now and again, I feel as though more people will be playing the game, and therefore more people would probably end up spending money on the game. It would just be better for everybody involved. But those are just my 2 cents, guys. I mean, I said the video would be kind of a rant, and it sort of is. Like, it bothers me to no end that they continuously add stuff to supply drops, and it's such a terrible system. I mean, and even back in the day, I made a video saying we need to stop beating the dead horse that is the supply drop topic. But every single time, they somehow find a way to make this thing worse. They took a step in the right direction with Infinite Warfare, with the most recent weapon update, making it so we can get them via challenges. That was a step in the right direction. But every other Call of Duty game, Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, Modern Warfare Remastered, like all of these games are still incredibly consumer unfriendly, and that disappoints me. I really hope that COD 2017 reworks this entire system I talked about before, but I feel as though the entire Call of Duty DLC model needs redesigned from the ground up. And I think this is a good example of that, because, pardon my French, this system's pretty bullshit. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys will enjoy this video. Let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section below. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.